Yippee. Okay, I think it's working. Hello everyone, welcome. I just need to quickly sort a few things. Just need to quickly post the stream in Discord. Okay. Then let me just open up my chat on the side. Just want to see if I can get everything sorted. I'm on a new PC, and yeah, for some reason stuff is just not working together. So we're trying to get everything sorted, but I think we should be good to go in a small while. If you're watching, let me know in the chat so I can greet you. Hey Nolan, hey Guzu. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. Please let me know if my mic is loud enough and if the game audio is loud enough, or if something needs to be set up or down. Telemetry, all of these things, very good. I don't actually know if my controller is charged, so I've got the cable plugged in so that we don't have the same as last week where the controller dies mid-race. We've actually got Spinnacle already starting his lap, and James as well, to be fair. So James is going to be the first one to complete a lap. Hey David, happy birthday. Sad to not see you race, but I hope you had a great day. And I hope you were spoiled a lot. Appreciate everything you do for the league. And I hope to see you on track again soon. Hopefully, when I'm back on track, you're back on track. So we'll see how it works out. Right, so James, in his pink RB, is going to be the first one to complete a lap as he comes through Maggot and Beckett's onto the back straight. Can you guys just let me know if all the audio stuff is fine? I'll see if I can listen on the side here. I think it's okay. If it's not, just let me know. But yeah, so James is in P2, just behind Storming Thunderhead by only a couple of hundredths. And then it's Venom Puzzle and then Spinnacle. So next across the line there's a Red Bull, that's going to be Imi. He goes into P3. Then there was a Mercedes, Japes in P5, and then there's a Haas. Is that Big T? He is up into P1 with a 26.0. And then we've got a Williams that's Devo Croc starting a lap. And then it's going to be Midas finishing a lap, I think. See what he can do. Midas goes top, 25.8. Great lap from him. Hey Spikes, good to see you in the chat. Hope you enjoy the race. So then we've got Mango who's going to start a lap, and then we've got a Ferrari who I think is also going to start a lap. No, he's finishing a lap. No, he's not. He's starting a new lap. Okay, so D Square is starting a new lap. Those guys are diving into the pits. Spinnakup is pitting as well. Varum Puzzle is going slow. I think he's going to pit. Everyone is done with... There's a pink car. Is that James? No. Who's that pink car? That's the real Fig. He's coming across the line. Sets at 28.4. P9 currently. And we've got a Sauber. So Miguel Desarrocha sounds like a song that you would sing. Desarrocha. Sounds like a Mexican festival. His first race in LSA, so let's stay on board with him. I think he turned off his racing line for this week. So we'll see how he does. Silverstone is quite a decent track to do without line. But if you are not used to racing without a line, it can sometimes be quite difficult. Where's Mango, by the way? Mango is coming across the line. Let's quickly check what time he does. At 25.4. Puts 4 tenths between him and P2. Let's jump back to Miguel. So this is the third last race of the season. We've got this week, and then we've got 2 more. David says he's from the cartels. Yeah, Miguel from the cartel. It rhymes as well. How nice is that? Right, so here he comes into the final chicane. Used up all of his battery, which is what you need to do in qualifying. And he sets at 25.5, only a tenth behind Mango, so game on between the two of them. I think that's Mango out of fuel. No, that's his teammate, Debo Croc. I think maybe out of fuel. Then we've got a Red Bull. Is that Batari? Yes. The Batari and the white Red Bull. All of these special liveries are keeping me on my toes here because all of the cars look different even though they're in the same team. So Batari goes ahead of his teammate with a 26.5. And I think this is Mango out of fuel. Right, here comes D Square Rapper. Is he on a lap? Not too sure. No, he's not. He dives into the pits. Right, so Haas, that's Spinnakup on an out lap. He's going to start his lap soon. Then we've got one of the Astons. I believe that's Storming Thunderhead. Also on an out lap. Followed by Miguel, who's on his in lap then. Cool. Then there's a Red Bull. That's Batari. No, that's his teammate, Imi. 3 seconds down. So he's not on a fast lap at the moment. He's pitting. Gems is on an out lap. Batari is on an in lap. So no one's really on laps at the moment. Big T, out lap. Varum Puzzle behind him on an out lap. Japes, out lap as well. Okay, let's go on board with Spinnakup then, because I think he's going to be the next person to finish his lap. He's 2 tenths up already, but he does need to find a lot of time. As he goes wide at Cops, doesn't invalidate. Wow, okay. Track limits for who? I think the settings are fine. I think we did that correctly. Where do we do? Yeah, it is on strict. So that should have been a track limit, but yeah, obviously EA have got their own ideas with their interpretations of the game. So here comes Spinnakup then. He improves by almost half a second. Stays P12 though. Next we've got Midas is on an out lap. So Storming Thunder, he's going to finish his lap. See what he can do. Used all his battery. He jumps up to P4 with a 26.0. Next is going to be Gems. Gems has invalidated. Gems won't improve. Then we've got Big T. Is he improving? We'll have to wait and see. Currently in P5. He needs a big result today if he wants to close the gap to Mango in this championship fight. He goes to P3 with a 25.6. Great lap from Big T. Next is Button Puzzle. He's now on P7 with a 26.4. Then you've got a Williams. I think that's going to be Debo Croc starting a lap. And then the Real Fig starting a lap as well. So then we've got Japes. Japes is a 10th up on his time. He will need to find a bit more if he wants to challenge the front runners. Wow, fine 6/10 up to P7 with a 26.3. Next we do have a Williams. Is that Debo Croc this time? No, it's his teammate. Mango starting a lap, and then I think that's Midas. Improves to a 25.8, but he stays in P4. And Storming is not improving, going for another lap. Interesting, okay. Miguel is starting a lap, so him and Mango are going to be finishing their laps soon. Then there's a Red Bull starting a lap, that's Imi. And then the Ferrari of D-Square Rapper, he's also starting a lap now. So let's go to, who's that, Debo Croc. He has invalidated, unfortunately. Then we've got the Real Fig. What can he do on his second run? Comes into the final chicane. As early on the power as you dare. He's still got 40% battery left, so he can definitely use more battery, but he improves to a 27.7. Right, then we've got Butari starting a lap. Then comes Japes into the pits. Then comes Mango. Mango is up by 700ths, so can he stretch the lead? He is under pressure from Miguel, and Big T, to be honest. He does improve to 25.3. So next up we've got Miguel coming. Can he improve? No, he dives into the pits. Storming Thunder is slightly up in his time. He doesn't improve, unfortunately for Storming Thunder. Then we've got Imi, 3/10 up. Improves by half a second, goes into P7. And we've got D-Square Rapper diving into the pits. The Real Fig is not on a lap. And then I think the next one is going to be Butari. He's slightly down on his time, so he's not improving at the moment. And he dives into the pits as well. Right, so we have got time for one last run from everyone. Spinnacle will be starting his lap next. I think that's Mango. Yeah, he's going to dive into the pits. So Spinnacle is going to be the first one to start his final lap. Right, let's see what he does at the end of Sector 1. Spinnacle is a 10th up on his time, but he needs to find about a second if he wants to compete with the likes of Vidampazzo and Butari, who are a few positions ahead of him. So Spinnakop needing to find a bit of pace here. I think I've got a mosquito that's flying around here, biting me on my freaking legs. That's so irritating. Completely off topic. Oh, me and mosquitoes are not friends, eh? I can't stand a mosquito. If I hear a mosquito, I can't sleep. I need to kill it before I can sleep. Right, so here comes Spinnakop at the end of his lap. Does he improve? He improves, but he stays P12. And now everyone's coming out of the pits for their final runs. We only have a minute and 40 left in the session. You have to start your lap before the timer runs out. So all of these guys who are on out laps, they need to cross the finish line before the timer runs out. I think they should be fine, because I think you probably need around a minute 35 for an out lap, at least, if you don't want to burn your tires too much. Probably minute 40, minute 45 if you really want to take it slow. Don says, so at long last Miguel shows up. Yes. Where are you, sir? Are you still on holiday, Don? Are you back next week? Okay, so we've got D Square Rapper. He started his lap. And then Big T is going to be the next one to start a lap. So I think we'll stay on board with Big T, see if he can catch the two guys ahead of him. Big T at the end of sector 1, he's up by half a tenth. He needs to find about 3 tenths if he wants to challenge Mango. He needs to find maybe a tenth or two if he wants to challenge Miguel. I'm just trying to reconnect my phone here so that I can see the chat, because I can't see the chat at the moment. Okay, Big T coming to the end of sector 2. Let's see what his split is. He's up by a tenth. Can he find some more time in this last section? That's the question. Into the final chicane comes Big T. Using all the track. And he sets a 25.5, goes into P2. Midas has invalidated, so he's not going to improve. James up by half a second. This could be a great lap from James. Wow, jumps up to P3. 200 behind Big T. Here comes Miguel though. He's up by 3 tenths. Can he challenge for pole? That's provisional pole for Miguel, a 25.2. Then comes Japes. Where's he going to put his Mercedes in P7? Let's head to Mango. He's coming across the final corner. He's a 10th up as well. Can he claim pole back? No, he doesn't. He stays P2. It's Miguel with pole on his debut in LSA. He takes pole by around 600ths of a second. Extremely close at the front of the field. But what a great qualifying session. Extremely close between P1 and P2, and then extremely close between P3 and 4 as well. Awesome to see. Why is this thing not connecting at all? Okay, let's quickly grab these qualifying results. Oh, we are only 14. Okay, cool. That's all then. Right. Let me quickly tell these guys. Do not ready up. Okay, we will be going at 2046. Right, so we'll be going in 5 minutes time at 2046. Drivers have 5 minutes to select their strategies, select their fuel loads, maybe make a few setup changes. Park firmware is on, so you can't change your whole setup. There's only certain elements of the setup that you are allowed to change. And then obviously drivers can also use the time to use the bathroom or do whatever they want to do, take a smoke break if they so please. So we will reconvene in 3 minutes time. I'll be back at 20:45, a minute before we're ready up for the race. Okay, we are back. I can't seem to open my chat on my other phone. So let me just see if I can open it on this phone. So the other one keeps disconnecting and then I can't see the chat. So I think this is going to work. I just need to actually tell the guys to ready up. Okay, let us go. I don't know what's wrong. Every time I try and go onto YouTube, my Wi-Fi just disconnects on both phones. I don't know what is happening. Like my Wi-Fi will be connected and then I go onto YouTube and then it's just gone. It's the weirdest thing. There's the 10-second timer. Right, so ready to go. It's lights out and away we go. Miguel from pole gets a good start, as does Mango. But Big T got a great start, already up into P2. We'll check the tires in a moment. Big T looks like he's on medium. And here comes James as well. Mango has left the session. Oh no. Mango is disconnected. Let's quickly see if we can send him an invite. Send him an invite, see if we can join back. Let's say tires. Okay. Right, so Mango indeed is on the mediums. That must be why he didn't get a good start, because he was disconnected from the session. Mango has joined again, so he is going to be back in pretty soon. Unfortunately for him though, he's dropped to almost last in this race. So we've got Miguel leading from Big T and James. Then comes Midas. And then his teammate Storming Thunderhead on the hard. So he is going to be one to watch for the rest of this race. Remember, the medium tires, they warm up faster because they're softer. They give you more grip, but they don't last as long. The hards last longer. It takes a little bit longer to warm up. So Storming Thunderhead on his first lap or two might struggle a bit until those hards get up to temperature, and then he's going to be flying in this first stint. So we'll have to keep an eye on what he can do. Then comes Japes in the Mercedes, and then Imi in the Red Bull, also on hards. We've got two drivers who started, well, three who started on hards. He's put up already in the pit. Changed on to mediums. But we've got Imi and Storming out in the hards at the moment, so we'll see what those do later on in this race. Now Silverstone is quite notorious for dirty air, which means it's really, really hard to overtake around here. You need quite a pace difference, or a tire delta. You need a lot fresher tires to make an overtake around here. Just the way the circuit is, with the high-speed corners and the flowing corners, it's really difficult to follow close to that. You can see Big T was around 2 tenths behind, now that's dropped to 6 tenths. And that is just too far to go for a move into Stowe. So again, Miguel stays ahead, stays in P1. Big T has to settle in for P2. Oh, Big T running as wide as in the final corner. I don't know if it's going to be a track limit warning, because we saw earlier with Spinnacle, the game isn't always too consistent with track limits. The Big T now crucial, needs to try and stay within the DRS. I don't think he's managed it, you know. I don't think he's have DRS. And Miguel does have more batteries, so Miguel could potentially break away from this pack here. This will be huge for the race if he can. Big T will be using a lot of his battery at the moment to try and get back into the DRS. But Miguel equally can use his battery to try and keep Big T out of DRS. Button Puzzle is wrong. Oh, did he also disconnect? I didn't see that. Sorry, Button Puzzle. Wasn't aware. Alright, so Miguel has now opened up the gap to 1.2 seconds, which means Big T doesn't have DRS. Someone who does have DRS is James, but just again not quite close enough to go for the overtake at the end of the straight. So here comes James, down to 2/10. He's just showing himself in Big T's mirrors, telling Big T, remember I'm here, don't relax. Don't relax just yet. And now you'll see Miguel just starting to eke out that lead bit by bit. Oh, Big T! Big T has spun. Dropped a couple of positions, down to P6. In a race where he needs the points to catch back up to Mango. He was in a prime position to take a P2 in this race. He dropped down to P6. That coming. Out front, we've now got James, who is chasing down Miguel. So James looking to have quite a good amount of pace here, keeping Midas on it, almost extending that gap over a second. Midas just about gets DRS from James, and then his teammate Stormy Thunder is also just about to get DRS from him. So the two Aston Martins working together well. James has now closed this gap down to 1.4 briefly, back up to 1.5, and now 1.6. So James is busy eking out the gap to try and see if he can make it a bit smaller, see if he can get into Miguel's DRS. But at the moment, Miguel just looks to have all the answers. Gap is stabilizing at about 1.5 to 1.7 seconds, so James at the moment doing a good job to just stay close enough to Miguel. If Miguel makes a mistake, James will be right there to capitalize. As is Midas. Midas still going stronger in P3. And then you've got Stormy Thunder in P4. Big T still in P6. He is going to want to get past James on this lap. So let's see if he can do that. He's about 3/10 behind. Make that 5/10 with the dirty air. And it's almost 6/10 by the time they start the straight. Is that going to be enough? It doesn't seem like it. Alright, so Japes and Big T have to stay behind for another lap. And while they do that, Imi is coming into the fight. Right, let's tune back to Mango for a while. So Mango, after the disconnect, he is now in P8. Only 2 positions behind his championship rival, so at the moment not too bad for Mango. He will obviously want to improve his results by the end of the race. As Big T goes for the move on Japes, up the inside. That is a pretty neat move from Big T. Up ahead of Japes, who is ahead of Imi. And I can remember on those hards are going to be great at this stage of the race. Can Mango catch back up to this track? He is catching at the moment. You can see the gap is down to 2.6. It was in the 3 seconds not too long ago. And then his teammate, Guido Croft, is within a second, and now that just goes to over a second. So I don't think Guido Croft is going to be able to stick with Mango at this stage. Guido Croft under pressure from Batari. 4 tenths is the gap. But as I said earlier, it's so difficult to overtake on this track because of the high speed corners and all the dirty air. Sometimes you just need to make a bit of a lunge, you know. Obviously do it cleanly, you can't hit the other guy or make contact. Or you can't initiate the contact. Gap almost down below 2 seconds now for Mango. If you can get it into the 1 second range, you will have DRS. Big T is diving into the pits. We've got the first pit stop. 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. No, Big T. What are you doing? Big T retired from the session. Okay, that's going to be a quali ban. That is not allowed. That's going to be a race ban, I think, actually, mind you. The real thing is pitting. As is clinical. That's the championship over for Big T, you know. Because he's not scoring any points today. And he's going to have a race ban next week. There's no points next week either. And there's only one race remaining. I think that's unfortunately all she wrote in terms of the championship fight. Let's go to the front of the field. Miguel still leads in his Quick Sauber. Then we've got James, still only 1.4, 1.5 seconds behind. So James showing really good pace. As here comes Midas, and he is now ahead of James into P2. So these guys may be working together with DRS, swapping and swapping around to try and catch back up to Miguel. Storming Thunder on those hards. Remember, those hards will be the better tire by now, as the mediums don't last too long. Storming Thunder having a little look up the inside there of James, but deciding against it. Now here comes the straight again. DRS open. Both cars have DRS. Is Storming going to go for it? I think he is, and he's up into P3. It's now a 2-3 for Aston Martin. Still pretty much in this championship fight for the constructors. And if they get a good result like this, a 2-3, that's a big lot of points. That's going to be about 47 points right there, out of a possible 55. and depends who gets the fastest lap. But yeah, so that's a crazy amount of points. Mango has caught up to this pack, up the inside of Japes. We were just in time to catch that. Is he gonna stay? Oh, Mango's almost spun. Mango almost spun, but he manages to catch the car. He gets passed by Imi. Mango may be a bit impatient there to try and get past Japes. I wasn't entirely sure what happened, but Japes just... There was a bit of contact between Japes' rear wheel and Mango's front wheel, which almost sent Mango spinning, but he managed to save it, and around the outside of Imi into Wilkins and Russell. Great move there for Mango, and now he's back in P6 where he was. Storming Thunder is really close to his teammate here. I wonder if they are going to change positions. And now the Aston Martins have swapped around. Right, so Storming Thunder on the hards as James is into the pits. There we go. There's another pit stop. As I was going to say, Storming Thunder on the hards, he is on the faster tyre, so the teammates swapped around, deciding that it's better for Storming Thunder to be the lead car in this train, which obviously now only consists of the two of them. But he can use those hards to try and catch back up to Miguel and get into his DRS, because the hards will be the much better tyre. If Miguel pits, it forces the others into a pit stop as well. So there's a lot of tactics at play at the moment. There's some action at the back here. The real Fig and Batari. I think one of them just came out of the pits. I think Batari came out of the pits and got passed by the real Fig. I thought there was some excitement, but not too much. There's a yellow flag. That's Japes. Japes in the gravel. Oh, be careful, be careful. Yo, that was dodgy. Almost an unsafe rejoin there from Japes. Still out for Japes, but I don't think there's going to be a safety car or anything. Now we've got Miguel and Midas pitting on the same lap. And Mango is pitting as well. No, Mango is carrying on. Apologies, Mango is going on. As is Imi on the hards. So naturally you can imagine everyone on the hards is going to carry on. Everyone who's on the mediums. The mediums only last about 11 laps, 12 laps maybe if you look up to them. So I am expecting Mango to put this lap. Japes, 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Come on guys, slow the cars down. Not much going on at the moment, but sorry, just behind the real Fig here. And looks like he's going for it, but he backs out. Wow, I thought he had that. He had a lot of momentum, but turned his battery off, and then the real Fig was able to stay ahead. does pit. I did say I thought he was going to pit. Well, he went a lap longer than I thought actually. I thought he was going to pit end of lap 12. He did pit. Oh, it was end of lap 12. This is start of lap 13, right? So Mango out in P6. Quite a bit behind these other guys. So you've got Miguel still in the net lead of this race because Imi and Storming still need to pit. And then James, have a look at this. James has caught up to Miguel. He's in his DRS. Wow. So James really showing good pace tonight in that pink car. Then you've got Maiden in the back. P5, which is an P3 after Storming and Imi has made their pit stop. It's about a 1 minute 20, not a 1 minute, it's about a, yeah, 27 the race pace. I think we'll see now when Midas comes across the finish line. Maybe one, oh, James just did a 29.0, wow, is that the fastest lap? These are literally the only two guys who are within DRS of each other. So there's not much happening. We need something to happen here. We need someone to crash or a safety car or something. At the moment the race is not too exciting. There's not too much going on in terms of on-track battles. I can see button puzzle closing up to Butari as well in P8. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. But at the moment I'm just staying here with James. As Miguel now sets a new fast lap. As they pass in, moves into the pits of mediums. Storming Thunder still continues. Now a pit stop is around 23 seconds, I think, 26 maybe. And Miguel and James should come up nicely with it. So the close between Storming and Manga. I wonder if Storming is going to pit this lap, or is he going to carry on for one more or two more? No, he's carrying on another lap. Let's see if Varanpalli can do anything about Butari ahead of him. Varanpalli now really getting close to Butari. Gap is 2, maybe 3 tenths. See what they do. Oh, there's a bit of contact, I think. Mazda gets the exit and he manages to stay ahead, but here comes Butari again. Has dropped off a bit. I think he was right behind this guy. But now Viren Puzzle seems to have, he has gotten past this body, it seems. And now Storming is pitting. Okay. Let's have a look where he comes down. The green and blue dots on the map, that's going to be Miguel and James. So they're going to comfortably clear him. The question is, does he come out ahead or behind the teammate? I think he comes out maybe... I was going to say ahead. I still think it's ahead. Okay, so here are the gaps. Now that everyone has pitted, we have got 9 laps. We've got 9 laps left this race. Right, so everyone has pitted. So we've got Miguel on 5-lap-old hards, leading from James, who pitted a lap before him. His tyres are a lap older. James is managing to stay in Miguel's DRS, so he is keeping the pressure on. Then we've got Midas, about 3.5 seconds behind in P3. And then we've got Storming on those fresh mediums. He's going to be flying for the last 8 laps of this race. So have a look out for Storming. He's going to be coming with a plan. But with about 8 laps to go, the gap to the front 2 is around 10 seconds. So he does need to catch about 1.5 seconds per lap, which... a 1.5 seconds per lap is a lot. I don't think that's just going to happen necessarily. But always wait and see. Anything can happen. A lot of the time, a lot of chaos happens right at the end when people get desperate for moves. Okay, so Storming already into the 5.5s now, 5.5 seconds behind. And I know you're saying, well, he's just gained 1 second and he's gained 1.5 seconds of previous lap, but remember, he's got to do it for all the remaining laps. The real thing is pitting again. Don't know why. Maybe for some tires or maybe had some front wing damage. But okay. Let's see. Still got 8 laps to go after this one. James still right behind Miguel. As you can see, he is using a lot of his battery this time to try and stick with Miguel. And he also doesn't have enough fuel, so James is going to have to fuel save somewhere, because if you run out of fuel, it takes basically a couple of minutes. It will take you a couple of minutes to get back to the pits. Not that you would be able to do anything, because I mean, you can't refuel in F1, so you would really be stuck. I don't think you'd be able to finish the race. Okay, Midas still in P3, Storming still in P4. He has managed to bring that gap down slightly, but not nearly as much as what would have been needed, I would think. 4 seconds. I mean, there's still quite a long way in this race left. There's still 8 laps. Let's have a look at penalties. So we've got Japes with the 10 second for the speeding in the pits, and we've got Spinnacle with 3 second for track limit. Stuff, there we go. Not bad. Okay, Button Puzzle has closed right onto the back of Debo. Seems like he's content to stay behind just for now. Now here comes the DRS straight. Does Button Puzzle go for this move immediately? It looks like it. Oops, that's close. Close racing by the two of them. Fair racing. Here comes Button Puzzle up the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, slight bit of contact between the two of them. Oh, we've got a few cars now who are in DRS of each other. We've got Batari, Debo and Button Puzzle. James still in the DRS of Miguel, so these two are still going strong. They've built the gap up to 4.5 seconds now, and Storming Thunderhead has put up ever so slightly, down below 3 seconds now, so he is getting there, but I don't think he's catching quite fast enough to... yeah, he's not catching fast enough, as I would think. Because there's still 5 laps of the race left, and he needs to catch about 6 or 7 seconds, which I don't see happening. Everyone is kind of locked into their positions at the moment. Unless there's a lot of bad things. Yellow flag. Oh, who's that? That's a horse. That's Spinnacle. Spun at the final corner. I don't know if there was an incident between him and one of the other cars. But unfortunate for Spinnacle. Oh, he might have just been getting out the way actually. It might have been a crash. As I can see, he is lapped now and he's right ahead of him over 2 race leaders. Apologies if I'm not talking a lot, it's just there's really not much going on. All the cars are a few seconds apart. James is the only one who's in the DRS, and yeah, having a lap older tires, it's just, I don't think there's much he can do. Miguel is just fast enough to keep the gap large enough that he can't make an overtake, and then he gains it back on the straights, but he loses it again. In the corners. Butari catching up to Debo here, so this might be little battle we can watch out for. Eagle Crop, not with a lot of battery left. Victory still stalking Eagle Crop. And there we go. James, oh wow, he was temporarily out of the 1 second, but he's managed to get back in. Huh. Bit of a yo-yo piece of racing there. And now Miguel is pushing. I think he has broken the DRS, you know. Does James get it? He does. James does the DRS. That's huge. Huge for his racing, huge for the race result. We're on lap 25. We have got this lap and the next one left. And James is still just about in the DRS. There's a yellow flag. That's clear up there. He's in the gravel. He's doing the cut safely. Ooh. Right, here's Miguel. And now, Storming Thunder has caught up. Thunder has caught up to his teammate. The question is, do they play team orders again? Or do they say, listen, there's only a lap or two left in this race, let's fight it out like normal people would? Okay, final lap. Miguel on the final lap. He has now made a 1 second gap to James. So I don't think James is going to win this race unless something crazy happens. I don't think anyone is out of fuel either. So Miguel looks like he's about to win on debut in LSA. Crazy good debut for him. He's got pole. Looks like he's going to get the win. But Mango has the fastest lap, so Miguel doesn't have that, so he can't do like Grand Slam or something. Here comes Miguel, final sector. He is going to take the win on his debut in LSA. Fantastic race from him. He controlled it from the start, made all the right calls, and that's going to be victory for Miguel de Rocha. And then James in P2, great race from him. He showed amazing pace. A great race for James. Then we've got Myers. Mango finishes in P5, which is not bad considering Big T DNF. Next is going to be Imi. And then Vidim Puzzle not far behind. Then we've got Debo Croc, followed very closely by Guattari. Then you're going to have Jade, who I think still has that penalty. A 13-second penalty. Wow. Jade has a lot of penalties. And I think that's going to mean that the real Fig can actually gain that position. I'll have to wait and see. No. So Japes does cross the finish line, and the real Fig does get that position with penalties. And then last but not least, here comes DK Rapper. He's going to finish the race in P13. And he's on Inters. That's the weirdest thing. But okay. Wow, that is the race, guys. I think that is one of the most uneventful races I've ever commentated on. There was just no action, no overtakes. But that is classic Silverstone on F125. The dirty air is too strong. Can't really overtake very easily. Okay, just quickly grabbing the screenshots. So we've got Miguel P1, James P2, Midas P3. That's your podium. And then a great race for Aston Martin as they get a P3 and a P4. Storming Thunderhead in P4. Mango P5 with the fastest lap. Then you've got Imi in the Red Bull, Vidim Puzzle in the McLaren, Debo Croc in the Williams, Guattari in the Red Bull, and the Real Fig in Alpine. That's your top 10. And you've got Japes, Spinnacle, D Square Upper, and Big T was your only DNF in the race. Let me just quickly grab the race director here. There we go. Right, guys, that has been round 12 of LSA, season 10 at Silverstone. Unfortunately, not a very entertaining race by any means. But thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great week. Let me check for you what is on the schedule for next week. If I quickly have a look at the calendar. Next week, we've got Netherlands reverse. So Zandvoort in reverse. That is going to be absolutely crazy. So tune in next week. Stick around. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel if we get subscribers. And it helps the videos if you like them, and leave a little comment for us. So thank you so much. And we'll see each other next week for the next race. Bye.